live stream at that. So I'll just wait for the stream to catch up, wait till we get a few people in here, and then we'll get started. Okay, so it looks like the stream has started. So yes, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to another live stream. And it is extremely windy out here at the moment. The wind was supposed to die off a bit. If I knew it was going to be this windy, I would have been out windsurfing. It is very windy, but I have some plans. I've got some testing to do, and that's what I'm going to do. So I came back out to my tree, chasing the award-winning image. This isn't going to be it. This isn't going to be our award-winning image, but I've got some testing to do. So let me know if you can hear me. Like I said, it's very windy. I've got the microphone tucked under my shirt. So let me know how the audio is. And hopefully you can all hear me well. Let me just check. Everything seems to be on. So g'day Tree Man. Tree Man's in here. Yes, I have a new toy which I'll get to soon. So if someone can just confirm that the audio is working, we'll get started. So I'll walk out in front of the camera. I'll just do a few things. I'm going to do some long exposures. Okay, up and about. G'day up and about. How are you? Neil's tree, yes, the sound is good, thank you. Kerry, can hear you, good. Leslie, hello Kerry, hello Leslie. Up and about. Peter, g'day, how are you? Hold on to your hat, it's very windy. It is very windy out here at the moment. Linda Rossi, how are you? We've got a few people in here. Now, if you've got a really, really keen eye, right over there in the distance is Ultimate Dogs. That's Crystal and Tinky are out here today. So I don't think they'll come on the live stream, but yeah, we ran into them on the way. So very excited to see them. And I've also got Linda McKay with me at the moment. So she's come out to enjoy this sunset as well. How's the wind? It is very windy. G'day TJ60, KLM. Hi Neil. I'm also down the beach. Yes, very windy. It is very windy. I was hoping it was going to die off a little. But I have plans. I do have plans, and my plans is, normally when I come out to this tree, let me come in front just to make sure that the audio is fine out here. Normally when I come out to this tree, I do want to get everything nice and crisp and sharp and in focus. Today I'm going to go with the wind, okay? We're going to use the wind, and I'm going to do some long exposures just to sort of show the wind, if that makes sense. So I want some long exposures. I want those leaves to completely blur. I want that tree blurring basically from all this wind. So I'm going to put on an ND filter. I'm not sure which one yet. I might even go the 10 stopper, do some nice long exposures. But more importantly, I want to test out the image stabilization in the camera. I'm going to leave the image stabilization on and leave it on the tripod, and I want to see if the wind does affect the in-body stabilization. So in other words, I'm going to have some foreground in focus that's not going to move in the wind. So I'm going to test out the in-body stabilization, because the first stream that I did, I tested my in-body stabilization. I left it on for the whole night, and the images were absolutely pin sharp, even at 30 seconds exposures. With that stabilization on, everything was perfect, which on my old camera, you had to turn stabilization off because it did affect long exposures. Every now and then the camera would try and stabilize, and even being on a tripod, it would throw it out. So I have a feeling that this somehow disengages the stabilization with long exposures, and this is going to be a good test because it is bloody windy. So let me just get set up, then I'll come around. What filter, how many stops have you got on? Or have you just got the grad filter?
Got the grad.
You've got the grad?
Plus a 6 stop.
Plus a 6 stopper?
Yeah.
All right, I might start with the 10. Let's start with the 10 and see how we go. Now, it is very windy. Let me know what the audio is like. I've got the microphone under my shirt. It is very windy, so hopefully the audio is okay. If the audio is not okay, I will come back into the trees soon. Let me just see if I can. I'm going to go my 10 stopper. And I have a new toy. I have a new toy to play with, which could be really good with this 10 stopper. So how is everyone on this Friday night? Yeah, so yeah, back out at my tree. I saw lots of cloud around earlier, and I thought, you know what, let's do some testing. I was almost going to go over to my new favourite trees, the 4 trees, but it's a long walk, and yeah, that sort of spot, I don't know if that'll work with the wind. It's a northerly wind. Northerly wind is kind of onshore for us, so it'll be blowing. The ripples in the water wouldn't be nice. We wouldn't get that nice reflection. So I thought, I've got to come here, I've got to do testing. I've still got this camera that I'm still coming to grips with. Nothing has really changed. I'm just trying to work out, you know, stabilization, things like that, how far I can push it, you know, just the little adjustments. Okay, let's just check. It's just dropped out. It's been humid. G'day Diane, how are ya? Welcome. It is very windy. It's humid. Just dropped out. Yeah, it might drop out a bit. Yes, I've got my R6 today, so I do have the R6 with me. All good. Love a new toy. Sound is good. Damn good. Okay, good. Yeah, look, the sound could play up a bit. Just it is extremely windy. It's blowing 20 knots. 20 knots is fantastic windsurfing weather. Not great photography weather. Okay, let's get set up. Just bear with me for a second while I try and work out what I'm doing with my flippy screen. Okay, so I've got a 10 stopper on. Let's get our exposure up to 30 seconds for starters. 30 seconds looks good. Okay, now, yeah, composition wise, again, I'm testing, so I'm not too concerned with my composition at this stage. Let's go up to F13. Now let's go high. I'm just watching my highlights at the moment. I'm going to blow the highlight, and this time of year is nice because now we get side light. So side light is good. I'm actually going to zoom in a bit. I want that sun out of my shot. Let's go into about there. Let's go down to F14. This will be a bit of a dynamic range test as well. I have a level on my screen. And you know what? Let's get my new toy out. I'll show you my new toy. Pretty excited about this. This is actually very, very handy. Very, very handy. And it's going to help me. Ow! I've got a remote trigger. It's going to help me with my lightning shots. So it's the wireless remote trigger. Let me come around the other side of the camera and just make sure it's in focus. Okay, so yes, it's the wireless remote trigger. It runs via Bluetooth. The bulb mode is fantastic. I love the bulb mode in this. I don't have to hold down the button. I can press it once, it triggers my bulb mode. Press it again, it releases my bulb mode. So for lightning, this thing is going to be amazing. And yes, Bluetooth, wireless. I've got a lanyard on it because it is so windy. So I am going to use rather than use my 2-second timer, I'm going to use my trigger tonight and give it a bit of a test. So that's my new toy. I have a wireless trigger, and it's very nice and handy. It's got the autofocus on here. I think these two are for zooming in and out, which I don't have that function on this camera. You need to buy an adapter. But yeah, autofocus and the remote trigger. So let me just Bluetooth it. I'll show you the settings later once I make sure it works. We got to make sure it works first. Now I have been playing with my settings so much on this camera. I'm almost comfortable. Every time I think I've got my settings set up, I will find something else that I wish I had in my shortcut menu. So my shortcut menu, I've got 2 of them at the moment. All right, now the test. Let's see, is this going to work? It worked. It worked first go. You've got to love it when it works first go. Now I am going to put this over my head because I don't want to drop this. So it worked. So now I can just sit back and click away and take photos whenever I want. So I've got it on 30 seconds. Again, I'm just testing. You can probably see the wind on my shirt. That's how windy it is. It is extremely windy. Sunset's looking nice though. The sunset is looking nice. So bear with me while I do some testing. I'll come and check the chat in a minute. There's a couple of blokes fishing here, so I'm keeping an eye on them because I am keen to do some fishing soon. It's barra season. It's barra season. Let's have a look. How does that look? Now, I know my tree's going to be out of focus. Yeah, okay. The leaves are definitely moving. They're moving lots. Let's have a look at one of those channel markers. And the channel marker looks pin sharp. So that's good. I've got all my in-body stabilisation on. And that's what I was worried about. I was worried about if the wind sort of hit the camera, whether the stabilisation would start to do its thing and counteract the tripod. But it hasn't. Everything is pin sharp. So all the stabilisation is on. I'm on my tripod. That channel marker is pin sharp. Okay. Does it have a bit of a... It even has a lean to it. I was just about to say it's got a bit of a bend to it. It does have a bit of a bend to it. I'd say boats probably hit that. Let me check down in close. You know what? I'm going to do an overexposure just to sort of check out my foreground. So let's go down to 5.6. I'm going to focus out on the tree again. Use my little trigger. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. We did it. Okay. Yeah, the bulb mode is really good. The bulb mode with my old trigger, it had a little thing where you'd push down the trigger and then slide it in and it would stay on. And then when you get the lightning strike, you would release it to close the shutter. Where with this one in bulb mode, you push it down and it actually starts a little timer on the back of the camera and then you press it again to release it. So most people have probably had that for years. It's a new feature to me, so I'm pretty excited about it. There's probably people in there going, oh, we've had that for years. What are you talking about? Well, it's all new to me. It's all new. Okay, now again, tonight's just about testing. I really am testing this camera just so I know what I can do with it. So when the time comes that I have to get the shot, I know that I can leave my stabilisation on, or do I have to turn it off? I just need to work out exactly what I can do, because rather than watch YouTube videos and what other people do, I want to work it out myself. I want to work out the camera for myself and get it set up for me. Now that doesn't look pin sharp, to tell the truth. That doesn't look sharp. Okay, I'm just going to refocus. Let's focus in a little bit closer. I'm going to try that again. I did focus out on the tree. I'm at 6.3. I'm going to focus down close. Let's try it there. Okay, so that shot didn't look super sharp. So, maybe the stabilisation has kicked in when it's got a gust of wind. And, it could be, even though I'm on a tripod, it is very windy. The camera may be moving. If I took the lens hood off, that can definitely help it a little bit. It is super windy though, so long exposures, I sort of do expect a little bit of movement, especially with that flippy screen out. That's just a bit of a wind catcher as well. But this is what we're testing. This is what we're testing. And I'll try some with it. Oh wow, that is pin sharp. That is ridiculously sharp. Okay, so yeah, maybe we did just get a big gust of wind before. I've just focused on all these roots down in front of me, and they are absolutely pin sharp. Okay, so that's good. That's a good to know. I'm pretty comfortable that I can leave my stabilisation on the whole time now. Okay, now let's start taking some photos, as well as testing. So I've still got my 10 stopper on. And you know what we can do now, I'm going to give you an idea of how this... I'll show you a little trick that we can do. F10. Let me just take that first. Let's not get too tricky just yet. Alright, anyway, hopefully everyone's enjoying it. Yeah, this is just me working out my camera. working out the camera, having a chat. We'll grab a beer in a second too, because it is Friday night. Let's have a look. So there's Linda over there taking some photos. Let me just scroll through the chat and see where we were up to. Sand is good, sand is good. Wind not conductive to be a bit droning either. Okay. Good. Blow your shirt off just about. G'day, Kath, how are you? The wind should test out the new camera. The wind will definitely test out. And that's another reason I've got the tripod down so low. I don't like to have it up high because, yeah, it's not the most steady tripod in the world, to tell the truth. If I had have bought my bigger, heavier tripod, I could have had that up high. But yeah, when it's super windy, I'd like to get those legs spread as wide apart as I can. Just less chance of it blowing over in the wind, especially with the lighter aluminium travel tripods. The trigger looks great. The trigger is very exciting. Linda, exciting, yes. So you're expecting a storm. We are expecting storms on Monday? Sunday night, Monday maybe? Barra season does close soon. Barra season, actually, God, we're almost, yes, Barra season is closed very soon. What's the name, model of the remote trigger? It is a Canon RB E1. So there's the, if that picks it up, the RB E1. So it just connects via Bluetooth, and first impressions, very good, very good. The best part about it, my old trigger, I had to open the side flap on the camera, and especially if you're doing seascapes, you don't want to be opening up those side flaps on your camera, because if you get some water in there, things can get nasty quickly. So having the remote trigger, a Bluetooth trigger, I don't have to have the camera open to take photos, which is good. But more importantly, lighting. When it comes to lighting, I'll run through how I'm doing my lighting when we do it, because Monday night, hopefully, we could get some more lighting. Let me know when you do. I just saw, let me know when you do, Kerry. I must have missed something there. Let me just go back a little bit. Where are we? What's the name? Model. Need to find a trigger for the Z5 Mark II. Yes, I know Leslie's looking for a trigger as well. So no, that's not Kerry and Diane doing each other. That's trying to find out the trigger. So, and I haven't even had a beer yet. So yes, I know there's a few ladies that have the R5, the Z5 Mark II, and a remote. I'm sure Nikon will make one. Now this one was about $60. I bought it through Ted's Camera. They sent me a $10 discount from when I spent a fortune with them. They gave me a whole $10 off, which paid for the postage. So that was, you know, that's good. I've got the corded one. Currently, I can't get it to work. Must be doing something wrong. The corded one's not working. Another thing I know with my one, you have to set it in camera to. Yeah, there was something else I had to do in camera. I've set it all up to a shortcut function. Yeah, I'm missing a good sunset here, but look, I'm checking the chat. Linda Rossi, I've always used the Canon app. Yeah, the Canon app is really good. I do like the Canon app. My biggest problem is my Canon app is on this thing that I'm filming with. So the Canon app is really handy. The live view, the remote trigger, you can change your settings through the app. So yeah, the phone is a good option as a remote trigger. The phone is a very good option as a remote trigger. I don't think I'm going to need bug spray tonight, Tree Man. The wind is that strong. We don't need to worry about it. So Leslie, the uncorded remote, about 59. Yeah, that's exactly what the Canon was, 59. Sunset does look nice. G'day, Jason. How are ya? Welcome. The sunset does look nice. So I might go and take some more photos. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to have a beer. Where are we? I bought 3 beers with me tonight, just in case I had some friends come along. I'll see if Linda wants one. Yes, because Pistol Pete was going to come out. Matt was going to come out. So I bought a few beers. I'm not going to have all 3 of them. to myself because I still got to drive home and try and work a new camera. And oh, look at all the sand. I've got sand all over. Have a look at that. This is going to be very crunchy, this beer. Let me just give it a bit of a wipe. It's going to be a very crunchy beer. I probably should have washed this bag out before I threw my beers in it. Anyway, a beer's a beer. So we are on the blondes at the moment. So cheers and happy Friday, everybody. Okay, I'm going to go and take some photos. Who's that? Gurney? I'm terrible with English. English is my second language. Bogan is my first, but Gurney, I think it is. Hello, welcome. Welcome to a Hervey Bay sunset. So I'm just going to go and take some photos, test out this camera a bit, and then I'll come back to the chat. Oh, we could almost get a starburst with that sun where it is. Hopefully my beer doesn't blow over. That would be an absolute tragedy if the beer blew over. So I've still got my 10 stopper on. I am just going to make sure I don't show my plumber's crack. I am just going to keep testing with this 10 stopper for now. Where are we? We're at f8, 30 seconds, ISO 100. I'm just focusing on the tree. Focusing on the tree. It's a very boring composition, to tell the truth. You know what? I want to test something else as well. I've just focused on the tree and I've zoomed. I don't need to press my trigger. So that's another thing. I know with some cameras, you can, wow, look at that sunset. That's really nice. You can, if you focus on something and zoom, your focus doesn't change. Now I know with my old 17 to 40, if I zoomed in or zoomed out, my focus would throw out. I have a feeling with this that if I focus on that tree, and it doesn't matter whether I zoom in or zoom out, my focus should stay on that tree. So that's something else. There is a name for it. I don't know what the name is. I do remember reading it somewhere that usually the more expensive lenses have that feature where I'm not going to refocus. I'm going to just zoom in and I just want to see whether it stays focused on that tree. Because that will be really handy for lightning, because that was one thing. I had some really epic lightning photos a couple of years ago where I'd focused perfectly, I did everything, and then I must have accidentally hit my zoom a bit, and as soon as I zoomed in a bit, they were all out of focus. They were only out of focus by a bit, but it was enough to be annoying. So I'm hoping with this lens, once I've focused on my horizon or focused on infinity, then I can zoom in and then zoom out, and it stays on infinity. So I think this lens might do it. It'd bloody want to for the price I paid for it, I'll tell you that. All right, let's test it out. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Nah, that's not in focus. Okay, so it definitely doesn't have that feature. I refocused and it didn't. It didn't do it. So if I zoom in, zoom out, I do have to refocus. And I'm going to test the autofocus as well. So I'm just moving my focus point to where I want to focus. I don't need to press my camera. Again, just all these sort of things, these are the things I want to test with a new camera. I just want to test everything. I've done a lot of wildlife testing. The wildlife is... I'm almost going to turn into a wildlife photographer. This camera's so good at doing that. Now, let me zoom in on that sunset. Let me show you the sunset a little bit. And then I'll go and have a chat to Linda. Have a look at that sunset. This is where the telephoto would be kind of nice. The phone doesn't do it justice. It does look a lot nicer than that in real life. But just to have a look how much these leaves are blowing. It's very windy. It's very windy. But I'm liking the colour. We've got some really nice pastel-y colours at the moment. So yes, happy Friday. Kerry's having some bubbles. Good on you, Kerry. Have some bubbles. It's Friday night. Crack, you're covered, exactly. You've got to have a beer on a Friday night. Nobody got pics of the meteor. No, I don't know whether we got the meteor down here, to tell the truth, or whether it was a northern hemisphere thing. I didn't see much about the meteor, Australia-wise. Up and about, I have the Canon R7, so we would be interested to know if the one Neil has is compatible. Yes, it is. It is compatible with the R7. I do remember seeing that pop up. Don't take my word for it. I would just double check. I wouldn't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure this was compatible with just about all the R series. What battery is in your remote? I do not know yet. I'm pretty sure it's one of the what is it? The C2Rs or the CR2. It's a battery. It's a little round battery. I'll worry about, and that's another thing. I'll see how long it lasts, because I know Bluetooth does kind of suck the life. How's that sunset, Linda? Looks alright. There's some nice pastel-y colours out there. It's not epic, but it's nice. I do want to get out closer to the tree, but I don't want to move away from the cover of... Yeah, okay, so the autofocus definitely changes. Now, this is one thing I'm going to have to play around with, is my autofocus and find infinity. Let me have a bit of a play now. So how do I find infinity? I don't know how to find infinity on this yet. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, this is where I don't... The screen is very pixely at the moment. How do I find infinity? Do I have to actually switch into manual focus? Let's have a look. Did I put a focus mode? I probably haven't. See, there's another thing that I might not have. I don't. How do I switch into manual focus on a mirrorless camera? Oh, it's on the lens. Manual focus. But it does have in-body stabilization as well, which I'm sure I set that up to a menu. I did. It's in my wildlife one. There it is there. Okay, I'm going to turn all of my stabilization off now. Okay, now I've got my little infinity marker. Now, does it... Oh, it doesn't show up when I zoom in. That's interesting. Okay, there it is there. Okay, so that's out of focus there. I'm going to put it slap bang in the middle of the infinity symbol. How does that look? Okay, I reckon that might be it. I'm going to take that shot and test it. So I'm just trying to find my infinity, basically. So when I do my astro photos, I know where infinity is on this camera. There's some really nice pastel-y colours up there at the moment. That wind is nasty. So yeah, infinity is one thing I've got to work out. I was going to head out the other night to do some astro photos, but there was a bit of an incident at Point Vernon recently, and I got a bit worried about going out at night time. All right, let's have a look at that shot. Again, I'm just testing. I'll show you some of my photos soon. I will show you some photos soon. I'm just sort of testing at this stage. Yeah, the leaves in that tree are completely blurred. Okay, so that's fine. Now I'm going to zoom out, and infinity doesn't change when I zoom out. That's interesting. I wonder if that's because I'm in manual focus. Anyway, I'm going to take another shot there. I'm going to have to take that filter off soon. It's getting a bit too dark for the filter. Oh, the moon's up there. I can see a slither of a moon. Yeah, astro photos. We had one or two nights where I could have gone out, but I either had things on or the tide wasn't right. We've only sort of started to get to the low tides late in the day now. And even on the way back, the tide is on its way in already. So by the time we hit blue hour, it's going to be a bit of a rush to get back before the tide's too high. Again, I'm just testing everything at the moment. I've got to find my infinity for when it comes time to do my astro photos. Yeah, that's good. That's okay. I think I'm pretty comfortable. I'm just going to adjust it one notch either way. I really need to test it with Milky Way. I need stars to see whether it's pin sharp or not. Alright, let me bring you down, show you the back of the camera. And show you what I'm actually doing down here. Up and about. Mr. Google says compatible cameras are the EOS R, R3, R5, R6, R7, there you go, R8. Yes, I'm pretty sure, I do remember seeing it. I'm pretty sure it's compatible with all of the R series cameras. There is always some variation in infinity settings. Absolutely, there is. And on my old camera, I knew exactly where infinity was because I had on the top of the camera, I had the little window here and I knew exactly where my infinity was on my old camera and lens combination. Where this one, I have no idea. G'day, Crusher. How are ya? Shane? Shane's in. How are you, Shane? I'm playing with a new camera. Okay, so here's my little infinity dial. And what I've worked out is if I keep that, you'll see a little yellow dot. If I keep that yellow dot right in the middle of that infinity sign, it seems to be perfect. If I go that way, it's out of focus. If I go that way, it's out of focus. So it needs to be slap bang in the middle. That seems to be my infinity so far. That's sort of what I've worked out. Now, while we're here, let me quickly show you my menu. I have changed my menu to this button. When I'm looking, I found this with bird photography, wildlife photography in particular. If I had to get to my menu, I had to pull the camera away and then use my other hand to get to the menu. So now what I've done, while I'm holding the camera, I've set up my menu to this button. So I hit that and then I'm into my menu. So that was kind of one of the first changes I did. I just found that, trying to hold it and then come over here, hit my menu. So I've changed my menu to there. There's my quick menu. That's my quick menu number 1. So stabilization, format, battery info, just sort of my regulars, exposure compensation. The second one is my shutter mode. So I'm generally shooting in mechanical, but when it comes to the wildlife, and if I want to shoot into the 20 frames or the 40 frames, I can quickly just change it through here. So mechanical, just better quality, basically. Mechanical, you get cleaner images. I do have some images taken with that electronic shutter. I do have issues with that electronic shutter, which I will cover later. Still in the testing stages. It might be a user error, not the camera. The raw burst mode, that's one, so that's where you enable, and look, I've heard so many people complain about the raw burst mode on this camera being so fussy to use. There, it's just a matter of just going in here, hitting enable or disable, okay? I have a custom function where I can literally hit the star button and that will take me straight into that setting, okay? So the cameras these days, they're so customizable. You can set up anything wherever you want. The Wi-Fi settings, I don't know why I put that there. There's my Bluetooth, so that's for my trigger. The high frame rate, that's a video setting. So when I switch into video mode, I can shoot the super slow-mos. And that's it. They're my main two. They're my custom menus. But yeah, big one was putting the menu button on there. It has this really cool little multi-function key. The multi-function is very handy. So I've just assigned the most used items to my multi-function. That's about it. That's kind of the basics. So what I'm going to do now, let's get our shutter speed back down to 30, and you'll see that I'm underexposed at 30 seconds because I've still got my 10 stopper on. So what I can do now is if I go over into bulb mode, Okay, so let's go ISO 100. We'll keep my aperture at f10. So now that I'm in bulb mode, watch this. If I just press this trigger without getting blown over, I press it once and the little countdown timer starts. That is so handy. That's something I never had with my SLR. I used to have to count. If I wanted to do a 2-second exposure, you'll probably remember, people that watch my live stream, when I did it with Matt, I did that 5-minute exposure. Matt had the timer on his phone going and told me when it was 5 minutes. Now with bulb mode, yeah, I can see it. I can actually see it counting down. So now I'm going to do like a 2-minute long exposure, and I can see it all down here. So with the remote trigger, all I need to do is press the trigger again, and then that will stop the timer. Now, let's try it at 1 minute. I don't want to go too far. We'll go a 1 minute exposure. Only because we can. There's no reason for it with this tree. Okay, and let's have a look at the shot. Is it still underexposed? It probably is going to be. Ah, it looks all right. It looks all right. Okay, there's not enough cloud. If we had some more cloud up there, yeah, not a lot happening in the top of the sky. But yeah, that's just a cool little feature with the bulb mode, that I can now press the trigger once to set it and then press it again to stop it. Alright, I'm going to take this 10 stopper off. There's some nice pinks up in the sky that I'm kind of missing because I'm talking too much. So let me put this back up. Yeah, so I've still got lots of testing to do with this camera. Every time I use it, there's a function that I need to assign to my menu. And that's one of the really good things I'm really enjoying with this new camera, is just being able to modify all my settings so easily. It makes life very easy to set up a menu exactly how I want it. Compared to the old SLR, here's your menu. You can set up a favourites menu, and that's about it. Let's take this filter off. I probably should have this lens hood off. When it's this windy, I do normally take that off when it's super windy. It's not the most exciting night of all time, but yeah, like I said, just testing things out. And I've ordered some new filters. Leslie's got my filters. We ordered some circular polarizers from Canon. They were like $20 each, Leslie, $25 each, just to test them out. So we were going to order one each, but then I saw that if we ordered two, we got a 15% discount. So Leslie, being the lovely lady she is, she ordered two, and I'll just fix her up tomorrow night, actually. So yes, I've got some new circular polarizer. I do have an old Hoya polarizer, which I've had forever. I've had my Hoya filters forever. So I saw a cheap polarizer and I thought, you know what, let's try it out. It might make for an interesting video to see if there's any real difference between a cheap polarizer and an expensive one. Because I can guarantee you, if people are sponsored by KNF, they will tell you that the KNF ones are better than all the rest. And people sponsored by Hoya will tell you the Hoya ones are better than all the rest. So I'm going to test it myself. I'm going to test out a cheapo versus a so-called expensive one. Because I reckon these days, and look, my Hoya is probably 20 years old. So, how far have we come in 20 years? Is a cheap filter these days better than an expensive one from 20 years ago? Butterflies. I've missed some butterfly talk here. Is there a butterfly house in the Bundy Botanical Gardens? No butterfly house in Bundy. No, we didn't see one, did we? The Bundy Botanical Gardens was nice, though. That was nice. It is still so windy. Have a look at these trees. It is really windy. I can't complain about the windsurfing side of things. It's going to be nice and windy on Sunday and Monday, so I will be out windsurfing soon. Okay, now we're getting to that crappy time of night. I don't know if I'm keen on all this salt air blowing onto my camera, to tell the truth. But yeah, look, it's weather sealed. It's tough. Okay, so where are we at? We're at f8, a fourth of a second. Yeah, the sky's just not doing much at the moment. I'm going to zoom in again. Let's just get the tree. Yeah, I knew this wasn't going to be part of my award-winning images. How's it looking? It's just doing nothing, isn't it? The moon looks nice.
We've had the best of it.
Yeah.
Just got one that was...
Oh, that's nice with the reflection, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. They just need to lighten it up.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's nice. Yeah, it's just a shame it's so windy. I don't think I'll even hang around for blue hour.
I don't think we're going to get one.
No, it's very good. Like, you need the high cloud for blue hour. It's all on the horizon.
It's all this stuff here.
The
that's
low,
been
yeah,
hiding
yep.
everything.
Yeah, you do. You need that high wispy cloud, not this low puffy clouds. So yeah, it might be that tide's coming in pretty quick too.
Might be. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get one or two more. I just want to test out. Now that we're doing sort of that half a second exposure, let's go up to F14. Try and get my exposure up to about 3 seconds. Give that a try. Am I off bulb mode? Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some storms on Monday night, they're saying. Monday night we should get some storms. So, but it's going to be, it looks like we're getting rain all next week. They're predicting showers for the whole week. Yeah, so storms Monday night, probably into Tuesday, and then showers for the rest of the week, which is good. As long as we've got cloud, it's, it's starting to get some nice sunsets. It's going to be very windy on Sunday and very windy on Monday. So I will be out windsurfing. So Dundarren Beach on Sunday, if you want to come down and take some photos. I'm not sure what time we'll get there yet. I think high tide's around midday, so we'll probably get there an hour before the high tide. So probably 11 o'clock, maybe 10 if it's really windy early. And we'll be there for a few hours, so yeah. But yeah, Sunday's looking good. Sunday's looking very windy. Monday's looking better, but I think the rain's coming Monday, so I don't know if we'll see. We'll see how worn out we get on Sunday. And we're yeah, that's looking good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with my testing tonight. I was just testing stabilisation and all that sort of stuff. So I've tried a couple with like in-body stabilisation on and off. Testing out a few different things. But yeah, I think, because I know especially with the old, like my 6D, I had to turn stabilisation off when I did long exposures. Where this one, I just leave it on the whole time and it doesn't affect it.
Yeah.
So.
No, stabiliser's off.
Yours is off? Yeah. Which is that was always the way that I was taught, and that's the way I always did it, that if I was on a tripod, you just turn your stabiliser off, because every now and then it would think it was moving. Where this one, it seems to know when you're on a tripod, and it's just
more intelligent.
Exactly. The cameras are getting smarter. Too smart for me. Look at that colour now. That's actually starting to look alright. There's a couple of nice big rays of light up there. Let me just zoom out a bit. Let's have a bit of a look. That's actually not looking too bad. You know what? I might go and get up a bit closer. I'm actually liking what's happening up there now. I'm going to walk away from this phone for a while. We're starting to get some colour. We're getting some beams of light coming up over this way. So bear with me. Yes, rain, finally. We haven't had rain for so long. Yeah, windy all night. It's going to be windy for the next few days. Alright, I'm going to go and take a couple of quick photos. We're starting to get that orange and purple coming through. Let me go and take some photos. I'll come back and then we'll wind it up. We will wind it up soon. I might drop out when I go over here, but let me get this shot because I do like what's happening up there. It's looking nice. I won't get in Linda's shot. Let's get about here somewhere. Yeah, the reflections do look nice, don't they? Viewfinder inactive, what does that mean? I haven't seen that before. And let's shoot. Oh, that actually looks really nice. That looks really nice. If I can get my horizon level, that would be even better. Okay, sink the tripod in. Yeah, working on mud, you got to really, I tend to let it just sink in for a little bit first. Let's have a look at that. We're at 4 seconds. Yeah, there's some nice colour coming up there now. There's some nice oranges and purples, and that's almost too white. Yeah, I'm going to go around. I'm going to jump in on your shot, Linda.
Yeah, go
on. I want all that colour with the moon up there as well. Oh, look at all those reflections in the sand too. That's actually looking nice. That is looking nice. Just sync tripod, sync. We're at 5 seconds. So 5 seconds is more of a sand and mud issue than a... Yeah, that's actually not too bad. I don't mind that. Let's go into another one. I'm still sinking in the mud. Yeah, the wind does kill the reflections. I do like a nice still night. Let me zoom in a little. Let's zoom in, refocus. Geez, the focus at night time works pretty bloody good. We're up to 8 seconds now. Let's just try and see what happens. So hopefully you can still hear me. I'll be back over in a second. I don't know if the microphone will pick me up out here. So, yeah, look, it's okay. They're not epic. They're not epic. I know. It's yeah, I don't know. I like the movement in the cloud, but it's going sideways. I want it coming towards us.
Yeah. You want it to be
Yeah. It's just sort of going across the scene. We need to be shooting this way so the cloud's coming upwards. Yeah. Like back around this side, but then if you go around this side, then you lose all that colour. The struggles of landscape photography. We want to be shooting this way into all this colour, but the clouds are just doing the wrong thing. Because clouds are your composition. Clouds make your composition sometimes. At the moment, the clouds are just cutting straight through the scene rather than coming towards us. And that's the northerly. The northerly wind does that. Just sort of blows it straight across. Yeah, I like the clouds coming toward. Then you get that nice V. Anyway, I think we'll wind it up. It's getting dark. It's the wind isn't dying down. So thank you to everyone who kind of joined in. yeah, stay tuned. Look, it could be a very busy week. We are expecting lots of storms. We're expecting some cloud and rain, and I'm really looking forward to storms. So I want to do some more storm photography, because of course I wasn't happy with my last storm photos. There's things I can still do better. So yes, thank you to everyone who jumped in. So we had a few people in here tonight. So yeah, thank you everyone. Let us know how good the battery life is in the... Yep, I will. I'll keep you updated with the battery life. And there are things you're going to see in the live stream. In the live, you just keep asking questions. Okay, ask me whether I'm still enjoying my new camera in a year's time. And I will be. Poor birds are feeling the heat. Yeah, it's been so hot. It has been really hot and dry. We have not had a lot of rain up here at all. Up and about, thanks Neil. Remote trigger ordered, well done. Yeah, it is very good. I must admit, I'm pretty impressed with it. The fact that it's wireless does make a big difference too. So yes, thank you everyone. I'm going to wind it up, and I'll get Linda out of here before it gets too dark. And stay tuned. Possibly Sunday night, maybe even Monday night, maybe even tomorrow night. There's going to be lots of live streams coming up, because it's an exciting time of the year. Yes, storms are on the bucket list. I'll be in touch, Kerry. We might even get you to come along to a live stream and try not to get hit by lightning. All right, thank you everyone. I'm going to go because that wind is not dying down at all. So thank you, and I will see you all very soon. See ya.